Hi, today I'm going to share with you my top 7 favorite places to fish for trophy bass in Central Florida. I intended to make this a top 5 list, but just couldn't do it with so much good water to fish. I've been successfully fishing for trophy bass in Florida for 40 years now, and many people have asked about where I fish. In this video, I'm going to tell you. These are all lakes that I have personally fished and caught trophy bass from. So let's get started. Lake Walkin water is 7,500 acres in size and 12-foot maximum depth. It's connected to Lake Rosalie at the north end through a small creek. However, it's unnavigable to most boats. Lake Walkin water used to be one of the best big bass lakes in the country until 2004 when Hurricane Charlie hit with over 100-mile-an-hour winds and blew all the hydrilla out of the lake. Since then, it's being sprayed like so many Central Florida lakes to control hydrilla and other aquatic plants that are considered invasive. The fish are still there, but because of lack of vegetation, is now much more difficult to fish and nothing like it was in the glory days. The St. Johns River starts at Headwaters near Fellsmere and flows north to Jacksonville where it enters the Atlantic Ocean. The stretch I prefer to fish is between Lake Woodruff, which is by DeLeon Springs to the north, and Lake Monroe near Sanford to the south. I've caught many trophy bass over the years here. However, I do find the fishing can vary drastically from year to year due to such things as hurricanes and varying water levels. But when conditions are right, it's as good a place to find trophy bass as anywhere in the state. The Winter Haven chain consists of 14 interconnected lakes on the south end, totaling 4,400 acres and a maximum depth of 30 foot on Lake Winterset. The north end consists of 4 connected lakes, totaling 1,800 acres, and also has a maximum depth of 30 foot in Lake Connie. Clear water and some good submerged vegetation make these lakes ideal for bass fishing. Lake Toho consists of West Lake, or Big Toho, which is 19,000 acres and 13-foot maximum depth, and East Lake Toho, which is 12,000 acres and 18-foot maximum depth. Vast areas of both submerged and floating vegetation give the big bass plenty of places to hide. Many tournaments are held each year, but there is plenty of water to spread out the fishing pressure. This lake holds many records, including the heaviest 5-fish limit in BASS history, caught by Dean Rojas in 2004, which was a whopping 45 pounds 2 ounces, averaging 9 pounds. And the official lake record for bass is 16 pounds 10 ounces. The CMI Chain totals over 65,000 acres and forms the headwaters to Lake Okeechobee. It consists of Cypress Lake, which is 4,100 acres and a 10-foot maximum depth, Lake Hatchenhaw, which is 6,700 acres and a 10-foot maximum depth, Lake Kissimmee itself, which is 35,000 acres, 16-foot maximum depth, contains 5 islands, and home to several fishing camps. Lake Rosalie is 4,500 acres, 16-foot maximum depth, and Tiger Lake is 2,100 acres and has a 9-foot maximum depth. It contains a lot of heavy cover for big bass to hide in, and although there are a lot of tournaments held here, there is so much water that fishing pressure is minimal. Rodman Reservoir is formed by a 7,200-foot long earthen dam on the Hocklawaha River. It's approximately 9,500 acres in size and about 15 miles long. Maximum depth in the river channel is 30 foot, although most of it is pretty shallow. The Ocklawaha River below the dam flows for about 9 miles downstream into the St. Johns River. Much of Rodman consists of flooded timber and floating and submerged vegetation, so use caution when navigating this body of water. It is a premier bass fishery, as the trophy catch submissions indicate. Headwaters consists of Fellsmere Reservoir, or Headwaters Lake, which is about 10,000 acres and 30-foot maximum depth. Stickmarsh Farm 13 is 6,500 acres with 8-foot maximum depth. Blue Cypress is 6,600 acres and 8-foot maximum depth, and Kenansville Reservoir is 2,500 acres and 9-foot maximum depth. All are connected, although not navigable from one to the other, and are headwaters to the St. Johns River. There are thousands of acres of submerged hydrilla, along with floating vegetation, which provides ideal habitat for the bass. Although Headwaters Lake gets an extreme amount of fishing pressure, there is plenty of water to fish for all to enjoy. And because of the recent popularity of Headwaters, some of the other lakes don't get as much fishing pressure. I am picking this as my #1 pick simply because we have caught more and bigger bass from these waters than anywhere else we have fished.